How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. This is the Oupes Exodos 600. I got to review this power station early on and they're releasing it today. On Amazon, it's going to go for $139 only. In my opinion, this is a really good entry-level power station. 256 watt hours and a really low price typically is around 50 cents per watt hour. So you just divide that by 2 and it's $128. So it's $11 more expensive, and I think it's well worth it because it has a 600 watt output. Usually power banks that have this amount of capacity won't do 600 watts. At most, maybe 250, 300 watts or so. This is a 450 watt heater. Right when it turns on, it draws a little bit more. And then after it runs a while, then it cools down a little bit and only uses 350. So you see how in these cases, if you have a power bank that only does 300 watts, 400 watts even, it actually won't run many things because the startup current is often a little bit higher than what it can support. This one being able to do 600 watts, it can run this heater. There's a 10 amp fuse right here, and it comes with 3 extra ones for a total of 4. There's an AC charge port here and a 15 to 35 volt DC input. The top is completely flat so you can stack these. The handle flips up like so. And looking at the bottom, this is a lithium iron phosphate 256 watt hour power station. Notice the feet are plastic. We have 2 AC output plugs. One of them has this strange little T-shaped thing. This means you can plug 20 amp capable plugs in it. Since this is a 600 watt power bank, you can at most only take out 5.5 amps from this plug. You have 2 USB-A 3.0s and a USB-C plug. All of these are outputs only, and you also have a 12 volt 10 amp car adapter. That's a total of 120 watts. You push this button to turn on the DC, push this button to turn on the AC. The unit is off right now, but I've plugged in a USB device. You see it's also off. So if we push and hold this to turn it on, the unit powers on and all these USB ports are now live. Notice you don't actually have to push this DC button to turn on the USB. These ports here are on as long as the whole unit is on. Plugging the AC in, it's currently charging at 230 watts. At this rate, you can charge it from 0 to 100% full within 1 hour. This power bank is rather unusual because it can output more than 1 C. Probably close to around 2.5 C. What 1 C means is that if you have a power bank that's, let's say, 300 watt hours, that means it can output 300 watts for 1 whole hour before the battery runs out. When you output at 2.5 C, it means you can completely empty the entire thing in about 20-25 minutes or so. It's actually a good thing because for a power bank of this size, it's sort of unusual to be able to support 600 watts of output power. Let's try to overload the AC output. 1200 watt heater. I have a variable transformer that will allow me to adjust the wattage output. So let me turn it on, and it really can go up to 600 watts, except you can overload it if you go over like 10% or so. So see if I go 650, it says E01, but this is a resettable air condition, so you can turn off the AC like this and then press it again and it'll turn right back on. Right there. I gotta turn it a little bit lower now. Now it's doing 600 watts. But if you look at over here, look, it'll only last 12 minutes. It's really sucking up a lot of power out of this thing very, very quickly. So this is really good if you have a small cooker that requires 600 watts and you only want to run it maybe a minute or 2. You can still do this with this power bank. We can also try to overload the USB port. The 2 USB-A are 18 watts, USB-C is also 18 watts. Right now my meter shows 18 watts as well. We can try to increase it a little bit more. 18.5 now. 19. Right when I hit 19, it cuts itself off. And then if I turn it down, as soon as the overload condition goes away, it turns back on. The maximum on the 12 volt is 120 watts or 10 amps. I'm doing 120 watts right now. So let's increase this until it cuts off. 125 watts, 150 watts. It's quite a bit higher than what it's allowing. 160 watts, error 08. I did it again, it cuts off around 156 watts. So if you go over that, it will error out, but it's resettable, so you can push this off, push it on again, and it'll resume. Now here's a trivia question. Not that you should always do this, but let's say you want to transfer energy from this power bank to something else, and you can pick any of these output methods: AC, USB-A, USB-C, or the 12-volt adapter. Which one will allow you to waste the least amount of energy doing so? You might think, well, the AC has the most wattage. I want to do it the quickest, so maybe that's gonna be the least. So I did a discharge test for all the ports. The AC discharging at 370 watts, I got 197 kilowatt hour, or 77% usable. I discharged from the USB, all those ports are 18 watts, and I got 190.3 watt hours, which is 74.3% usable. And then when I discharged from the 12-volt adapter at 10 amps or 120 watts, I got 234 watt hours, or 91.4% usable. Using the included AC power cable, I was able to charge from 0 to 100% at around 310 watts in 60 minutes. Sometimes you just have more than one power bank. And for me, one of them can accept solar in a certain way, and you don't want to keep on reconfiguring your solar. So I pick one unit to accept the solar, and then eventually I need to transfer energy from that power station to another one. So in that instance, you want to use the port that is most efficient, and this is exactly what I do. I always use the 12-volt output port in order to transfer energy from one power station to another. Sometimes it comes with an AC power adapter or a 12-volt adapter. Which one do you pick now? Well, you want the 12-volt adapter. This will give you the most capacity overall. And sometimes, if this is all you have, you want to make the most of the energy that you do have. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned a little bit about which ports to use for the highest energy efficiency. If you guys are interested in this Oupes Exodos 600, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.